Yo, good morning, Tespado. Welcome in, dude. Hope you're well. Yeah, doing well, dude. I gotta be short stream today. I gotta go all the way up or down, sorry, to Inverness and get Nix's jobs done today. Welcome in, Villet. How you doing, sir? Welcome in, Joe. Good day to you. Andrew Real. Uh, what? There's no comments. You're on Spotify, you absolute monkey. What? No, it's just faded into a completely other track. No. When we jump out? Alright, I see how it is. How you doing, KOV? Doing no bad, thank you for asking. Hey, Frag Bonus. How you doing, Chief? Oh, that's the completely wrong button. I shouldn't be pressing that one. Give me a sec. I have to get better at pressing these buttons now that I've moved them around. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Michael the TheDarkLaw, and welcome to another episode of The Darkness here on Twitch. It is Thursday, 10th November 22, day 176 in a row. Hope everyone's doing well. Frag Bonus, KB, Joe, Villet, Tespado. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're all safe. Yeah, I need to really sort out the buttons here, because I keep pressing the wrong ones on this damn thing. This damn thing. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Might actually change the ISO. No, it's actually looking alright. But yeah, we got a very short stream today because I need to get Novi out for a walk. Then I need to take Nyx to Inverness to get his vet jabs and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a very quick one, guys. Probably just only going to be like an hour. We'll be finishing off about 1 o'clock, and yeah, I have to do it that way because there's no way I can do Nyx and then by the time I actually get back home it'll be far too dark to be able to do stuff, because obviously you need to have dinner and shit like that. But yeah, just a wee quickie today. Obviously we got 9 days left until IEE. We also got 9 days left on this challenge. Once we hit the 185, we're gonna do a long stream next Friday just to bring it in. But after that, obviously I'm gonna be taking a week off, which I think is gonna be okay, because it should, and I say with relish, it should mean that 318 will be out by then. There's no need for me to cover IEE. You all know what it's about. And yeah, by the time we get back we've got the reactions and stuff to do, so Timmer. But apart from that, pretty chilled day. Looking forward to IE tomorrow. Not IE, fuck. Inside Star Citizen tomorrow. We'll be covering that. And also, this Saturday we've got Fight or Flight, which is looking to be quite good, actually. Hey Mordos, good morning to you. How you doing, sir? So I. Again, just do a quickie today, and then I got a lot of traveling to do, and all that jazz. Oof. The weather's been crazy up here. Huge, like, storms and stuff like that. My head is popping off right now, where I'll need to, I get sore pains from, like, pressures and stuff. So I'm gonna have to, take some ibuprofen if it gets too bad. How are you doing today, Mordors? Again, hopefully we'll have, what's it called? 3:18. Hopefully on time. Hopefully on time. Well, my boss fell down some stairs yesterday at work, so running the fort today is stress. That doesn't sound very fun. Hope your boss is alright. Was it a comedy fall? Yeah, I did change the lights. Why will it? I changed the position of them. Is it too bright? Or what? I still need to sort of maybe move this one behind. It's 5? What do you mean? Five what? Is that meant to be star? 5 star? I'm so confused. .com. I think what I'm gonna do is actually, whilst I'm here, change that one a bit. There's 5 stars? Nice, I appreciate it. Yeah, so we put the ring above me because I wanted to sort of illuminate that. I'm gonna move the key light here though, just to a little bit behind the camera because it's quite piercing actually. I'm gonna see how that goes. I'll just quickly go here. Will not take a second, chat. But no, I'm quite happy with it. Again, that's thanks to lie. You stay there next, don't you dare move. Alright, I'll try that. Oh god, I can't even reach to it. There we go. That should be okay. Aye. Beautiful. I'm beautiful. Also, that's a little bit less piercing. Let's actually have a look to see the difference, right? So basically, if you turn off the ring, right, it shows you that the green screen collapses, right? So that helps out with that one. But face, we can actually turn off, which just a little bit illuminates, if you see here, so it's not like a main thing. Just in case like I get like a sore head and stuff, and then obviously you can like collapse the green screen a little bit by doing these things. Funnily enough, actually, this one does everything. Holy shit, that ring light is actually pretty fucking nuts. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that actually does way more than it should. I wonder if I could then... Nah, I'll just leave it. It's Working. It's working. Does anybody know what the topic of Inside Star Citizen is today? I always never check that. I never check that. I'm looking forward to if we actually get something from the vet team. They were meant to be doing stuff, but I think they're too busy with 318 or something like that. I know that they're trying to do something with 318. Not obviously the new flying stuff. That would be awesome if it was. But I don't think we're gonna get it that soon, right? Because obviously there's been no word about it. I'm actually more thinking like 319 would be the case. Cargo was cool yesterday, last week. The only thing I am going to miss, I think, with the new system is power low flying. But the only way we're going to be able to do that is with QCM, I think. But you don't get afterburner in that stage, which could be pretty rough, right? And I don't know if you can ever even actually slow down in QCM. That would actually be kind of cool, if QCM just literally makes you go faster and faster. But in the video it showed you could set it 0 by QCM. Don't know if that still stays. The tunes? Yeah, so today is just chill out. I only have an hour sadly. And then I need to walk Novi and get Nyx up to the vet. Then I think I'm going to get some pizza. Might as well, since I'm all the way up in the city. Even though technically it's not really a city. More of a port. But it's the city of the Highlands. I need to get a wee snack before I go as well. Third day in a row I've forgotten to have breakfast. The pup is so distracting at times. Target? No. Bloody rocks. That little white object thing that is so annoying at times. You get excited, right? You're flying around, you're waiting for, you know, the bounty hunters or the NPCs, whatever, and you get that little glance white dot that appears, and you're like, oh yes, fucking yeah, here we go. Get the scanner out, and it's just a rock. The moment I get that filter system and I am disabling rocks, or however it is. I personally would love it if CIG, see like there's the white rocks again, or the white dots. I would personally love it if CIG made it where it was actually just a module, or something. Maybe you could add it to... Actually no, because the scanner isn't actually a module, is it? See, I don't know how CIG are gonna do that, right? Because they've done all the stuff. How would you update your scanner or engines and stuff when there's not really modules for that yet? Maybe they've not even started. That means they would have to go back through all the ships again. I actually think it'll be probably shit canned on that, right? It's constantly having to redo ships over and over again. It's just barmy. Unless they've added in like empty module slots or something like that. Courage. No joke. One thing I'm very excited for in the next coming 6 months is literally watching Spectrum explode with when people can't backstrafe. It's gonna be so dope. I guarantee you it won't be from your average player. I bet it's the top end like PvPers will complain about it the most. They'll be like, oh my god, I can't turn around, I can't do this, mommy. And then they'll go back to other video games, like always. Module something's done on the game. Yeah, but that's it, like interior modules, like what they can do with the Vanguard and stuff. I'm talking about like, you know what I mean, like there's no slot for computers or CPU or engines or scanners or anything like that, you know? Like I'm interested to see how you upgrade scanners, if there is such a thing, or if it's just ship dependent, right? Maybe that's how it will be. Which I'm completely fine with, to be honest. I don't need a module for everything, I just need a reason, you know what I mean? Like, they could make it where, I suppose the power plant has a CPU box attached to it. You know, like cars. Cars in the engine have the CPUs there, pretty much. So they could just do it there, yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, if they ever have the ability to add in CPU, because EVE Online has capacitors, CPU, and all these things where you can't go crazy on certain ships, because you get CPU throttled, where it just doesn't work. So you have the energy, but you don't have the ability to actually equip it, because you don't have enough CPU power, basically. And I would have loved to have seen this in Star Citizen, but I don't think CIG are going to do it, because again, you would have thought that the module would have been already out inside ships before redoing and stuff, so... My only assessment would be that they attach it to the power plant, and it's basically an extra slot on the power plant that acts as CPU as well. That would make sense to me, because again, cars these days have your CPU literally fucking strapped to the engine, right? Before 4.0 flight changes, I wonder if CIG could let me play this flight model with unlimited afterburner. I really want to see what I could actually achieve if I wasn't throttled down by the fucking capacitor system. And I don't think I'll ever get my hydrogen afterburner dream in SE. Nose her down a bit too much there. Couldn't get the yaw around. Bit of a pirouette instead of the 360. saying that, I should actually be able to do way more things when the SAM changes come in. If they give me more main thrust, I can get the spins around more. I wouldn't say it's strapped to the engine, they're in the same area, but yeah, but I'm talking about like for, you know, game stuff, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't think CIG have actually created a CPU module, or maybe they don't intend to, you know, they could just literally make it where when they add in engines, the engine slot also is where the CPU goes, just to save on time. Like each engine has a CPU or something like that. I don't know, it's just, again, for me, I would have thought they would have done that. Because again, where's blades gonna go? Where do you plug a blade in? I really wish CIG would just cancel that idea of blades, personally. I really, really wish they would. And I hope they do. And just make it where, sorry guys, we can't redo every ship to add in blades. You're just gonna actually have to find a player or an NPC, and that's it. I think too many people bank on that, and I've never planned around having that system as an advantage. Really hungry, actually. At least take the lights. Well, the cockpit of the blades eventually changes to the one that we're getting with the scythe and the glaive. But because all of that is for Squadron 42, it's just sort of like, meh. But yeah, I know what I mean. Like, I hate the reflections in screens in this game. I don't understand why CIG takes such a beautiful game, especially when you're like this, right? And then they put you into a cockpit where obviously the arrow is sort of okay, but you know what I mean? Like, the Saber has these stupid reflections. A lot of ship have these stupid, like, light reflections, and it's like, I'm sorry, just... It doesn't serve any purpose apart from just make it where your game is less enjoyable. Yeah, the blade one sucks massively. Power to all's bad. The one in the Prowler's really, really bad. It's a funny thing, it's like, oh, it was the alien ships that are the bad, right? But the blade actually has a problem with it. If you yaw in the blade, the actual light system moves. Which is a crazy thing, right? It literally detaches and rolls. Not sure about this galaxy that CIG have created. I don't know why they do this, right? There surely must have been a better way than make an industrial Perseus. Like a different ship that could have sold, right? I mean, they could have had literally a snub carrier. They could have done that. A snub carrier that carries multiple fucking Merlins or a new snub ship. They could have done something like that, but no, it's like, let's make an industrial Perseus that looks pretty much the same, just it looks a little bit more futuristic. And we'll give it weaponry systems that really don't help it. A snub carrier would be so dope, actually. It would be super, super cool. Especially if they brought out, like, different type of snubs than just the Merlin. You know? Something that looks like a little jet fighter, basically. Make it where it can't even go into space. It's like an atmospheric only flyer. That would actually be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that. A lot more places you could go to if you're snub size. Because the Arrow, funnily enough, even though it's one of the smallest fighters in the game, light fighter, it's still a spaceship and it's still like, what, 19 meters compared to the snubs. If the snubs didn't just fly so shit, you know? Maybe in the new system they'll actually be pretty good for atmosphere because they are main engine heavy. Depending on how CIG do atmosphere and control surfaces and stuff. Mortar says, what do you think to the Galaxy right now? Its weapons and missile loadout is extremely weak compared to both in Carrick and Conti. Yeah. I mean, I was talking about the Galaxy before I even read that, Mordors, so... I don't know. I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong, right? If anybody does not like spoilers, please look away right now. Yeah, right? So look at this way, right? The Galaxy is literally a Perseus with a fucking industrial tank on the back of it, right? Because there's the bridge. And that matches how the Perseus is, but obviously you don't have the dorsal cannon and you don't have the aft cannon, if you want to go that way, right? Or you don't have your front and rear cannon. You've got a cannon underneath here, and you've got these guns here. It's meant to have, right? Let's do this. It is meant to have 6 crew. Blech. You're gonna get fucking 6 crew for this. Has an SU count, size 3 shield, with 3 size 5 turrets and 2 size 4 missiles. Right, so there's your free size 5s, right? Or whatever. But then you can see here that it looks like there's a fucking possible turret system here, or that's the rear thing. You know what I mean? Like, literally the top of it is completely defenseless. So if you've got your guns here, you got a blind spot on the engines, because again, RSI seem to love their fucking engines to be massive. Then you've got the turret here, right? So I'm kind of like, this is meant to be, and quote, an industrial Perseus with heavy constellation influences. Why? Why do we even need this thing? Why? Why do we need this? We have the Carrack, we have the Banu Merchantman, we have the 600i, we have the Corsair, we have all these ships for exploration. What does this serve in the game? And it could have just been, they could have done something more. It's kind of, it feels to me that CIG have just, are out of fucking ideas at this stage. Because I just don't see any point in this ship. Wouldn't it be more better just to leave the Perseus, right? And then, why do you need a bigger Connie? The Connie already is absolutely fantastic. There's so many other vehicles that would have been so much more useful. You know? More utility. What the fuck is an industrial Perseus gonna do? Does it refine? That's what it is. It's just a cargo ship, you know? Well, the Polaris is a different subject because, again, it takes like 12 to 18 months to do the Polaris, so you ain't seen that anytime soon. Hey, also Starburger, thank you very much for the 5 months. Amp with the 17. How you doing, Chief? Thank you so much for that, dude. Hope you're both well. Devil, welcome in. Mystic Bright as well. Good day to you guys. Yes, it's going very well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we're doing a short stream today because I've got Nova to walk and then I've got to drive with Nix to go to the vet so he gets his jabs so he can finally go on pavements and stuff like that. But thank you very much, guys. They need to stop focusing on more ships and focus on more engine and bugs. That's a different. Okay. When we talk about Star Citizen and ships and mechanics, you've got vet team, you've got artist team, you've got coding team, you've got, you know what I mean. What you're talking about is marketing, and concept build ships with the idea of making money, right? That has nothing to do with engines and bugs, right? Then work on options. That's got nothing to do with it, right? Completely different team of a company, of a game. You know what I mean? Manpower, application, the people who draw fucking spaceships can't code, Devil, right? They can't code. Marketing can't code to do what you're talking about, right? So it's not a matter of, oh, we'll just, you know, stop doing this focus. So that's just a silly thing to be like, stop focusing on more ships. No, focus on more ships. Just focus on putting ships, concepts out in the right area for the future. Because we know that, for example, as I said to Mystic Bright Shadow, they said us in the last Inside Star Citizen when they were, or like the live show when they were talking about the Polaris, that it was literally going to take 12 to 19 or 18 months to make the Polaris. They've not even started, right? That's 2 years. Nearly 2 years to build one ship that has no reason to be in this game right now, right? It's the same as the Perseus. The Perseus really has no place. The Nautilus has no place. What's more important is seeing like ships like the Liberator and stuff come out. The Vulcan to repair, refuel, all those kind of things. But if you're going to sell a ship, fill in ships that could be possibly out sooner. We don't need another large Perseus-sized fucking spaceship for people. Because barely people can get, like, you know what I mean? Like, right now, you never see a fully crewed Carrack with landing crew, with fucking medics on board or anything like that. It's Dave and his fucking best friend Tom playing the fucking game. A pilot and a gunner, and when they land, they've got no defense, no air support, nothing like that. So why do we need a six-man player fucking big ship that just literally doesn't bring anything new to the game? It looks cool, don't get me wrong. It's a really, really cool looking ship. You know? But it is literally just a shit Carrack, as far as I'm concerned. There are way more things, you know? My org fills out a large ship, but is it just one large ship floating around by itself and that's your whole org? Or are you able to do multiple ships? You know what I mean? Like, the ability to get people to play like that every single night, every single day, and accept that that's what they're going to be, it's very difficult in this game. Because most people do generally want to be the pilot, you know? And after a period of time, months, years, depending on how it works on people, the more you start chipping away at folk where they can't get to play their own gameplay loop, they start to stop doing like what you're doing as the dedicated medic. Eventually you might want to do something different in the game, you know? Yeah, so literally you're getting around the streaming time of the Orgly. Are you talking about like Cobra? If that's the case, because I never see a streamer that actually has more people like that than Cobra, right? No, no, no. But that's the point being, is like literally at that time, you're all getting together for that dedicated person. What are you gonna do in between, right? Say for example, you have an organization of 50 people and everyone buys a fucking Perseus and they all want to fly their own Perseus. They're never gonna be able to achieve that, right? My name is Dave and my friend's name is Tom. That's too funny. Very convenient. Very convenient. I see about 67% of my time in this game as crew for somebody else. Anyway, the point being is, there is no need to bring out another large ship when we already have a fuck ton of collections of large ships for people to use. What we need is more things dedicated for the smaller group. Maybe the not 9 to 12 players that get around an org leader stream time, but maybe the 3 to 4. You know what I'm saying? Ships that are easier to bring out where they're actually flight ready. Useful things, you know? We don't have these. We don't have these ships. We have shitty ships like the Cutlass and the Freelancer and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Instead of bringing out another big ship that's going to take another 2 to 3 years to build, if you actually get it in that time period, because no joke, there's a fuck ton of big ships still to do. The Endeavor, the, what's it called? The Polaris, the Perseus, the moment, let me get an actual list and we'll go through. I've got a nice little screenshot here. Or actually, I got a better idea, right? Let's do let's do this, okay? Gaming, game, Star Citizen, and we're gonna go to. Actually, no, I don't have that. We're gonna do. I need to Google. Star Citizen Fleet Viewer. There we go. And then we're gonna go to this one, right? All right, we're gonna go through. Flyable, 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 flyable. Alright. Flyable, 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 flyable. Flyable, technically. These. Let's actually see how many ships. Oh, one minute. Are these ones not in then? Oh, wait. They actually might have already done the work for me. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4. Or is that 5? We're nearly at, or give or take, 40 ships still to do. Right? To be added to the game. And this is not even taken, is this taken into consideration the new Mist one that came out? Yeah, the Odyssey is still there, right? And the Expanse. So this actually takes into, so about 40 ships. Go through the list if you want to see again. 40 ships for CIG to create. Some of those ships take 12 months to build, right? Okay. Oh. Pirating or red, Cutlass blue. Interesting. What are you up to? It's just crime one. Oh my god, did you see that? What the fuck? Oh, it's already got a damaged engine. It's been in the wars, chat, already. Wow, it's... I don't know what the absolute Scooby-Doo it's doing. Anyway, we got like 40 ships, right? And if the Polaris takes 12 to 18 months to build, and that is not the biggest one, whenever they release concepts or sales of new big ships, I just freak out, because again, these are ships that will come out if there's a purpose, but there's no purpose for an RSI large ship that does the same as a Carrack, for example. It's just an RSI version of it. And there's so many other things that I would just love to see. Utility vehicles for smaller groups would sell better. A proper dedicated low-flying ship for that community site. Maybe a fucking hover tank or something like that, you know? Do you remember... I do remember you asking for an RSI capital ship a while back. Maybe this is an alternative. No, I didn't ask for an RSI capital ship. I asked for an Anvil capital ship, which is technically called Longbow in the lore of Star Citizen. But that's nowhere to be seen. That's like, you know what I'm saying. But even then, I don't, like, as much as I would like a capital from Anvil, I don't want them to actually sell it. Mordors, because if a Polaris takes that length of time, you know what I mean? We're never going to see the ship in 5 years. Unless CIG magically have some sort of way of building ships double the speed that they already do right now. Maybe they're working on tools to be able to do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if a small ship takes between 3 to 6 months, it's a long, long time, right? Big ships could be a base for groups of players. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the time it takes to actually make the ship. I'm not talking about what you can actually get up to, you know? If you want to have a fucking carrack full of people with brooms and you're having a broom off inside your carrack, I don't give a shit, right? That's your gameplay, up to you. I'm talking about actually getting ships that might be of purpose to this game instead of another big ship that has zero reason to be in this game. A video game. Bring them out once you've got utility ships, right? Like, we could use a natural stealth fighter, not the medium ship. Or like if you take an Eclipse and make it where it drops bombs, but it's like the F112 or whatever it's called, or the whatever. The one we've got in modern day, you know? Some of these things could be good. A proper scout ship that isn't just an absolute fuckery of racing combined, you know? Another multi-crew ship roundabout Cutlass size that would be really good for other groups, right? So then that is the purpose of half a large point station. What do you mean? So then what is the purpose of half of largest point stations? What? What has that got to do with ship sales? What are you talking about? Lagrange? Or Lagrange? What are you talking about? Maybe they could automate the basics, like white box could be automatic and the artist comes in, make alterations. I think that's already the case, right? Again, I don't know what you're talking about, Orbital, you know? Because we're literally having a conversation about ship sales and concepts. I don't know why you're even bringing in the idea of stations. That's not what I'm talking about. That's like a complete different thing. Like, literally the subject is, why build another concept big ship that we're not going to see for 2 or 3 years when you could have a concept of some smaller ships that we might see in 2 to 3 years time, because they take less time to build. I don't know what this fucking thing's doing, but it's sort of flopping around, right? Oh, it actually has a gunner. Oh, it's got a fucking... It's got a fucking distortion. Gunner. Alright, well. I guess we just go in with the Fruit Loops. Or should I just actually... Should we meme and just... Yeah, let's fucking annihilate the turret. We'll just target the turret and completely shut it down. The topic is, the Galaxy is going to be coming out RSI concept sale of another big ship, right? And there's just way more things that could have been more effective, right? It's funny how they warped away probably more damage than they did when they came here. And I feel like instead of doing big, large ships that we're not going to see for any time for the future, because there's already a fuck ton of ships to be created, best to make smaller ones that 2 or 3 people... We don't need another 6-man ship in this game, at all. Because there's already a crazy amount still to come out, like the Odyssey, the Endeavor, the Perseus, the Polaris, the Nautilus, you know, Banner Merchantman, yada 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 yada. Rush them, thank you very much for the follow, Chief. It would have been just cooler to see more smaller ships for 2 to 3 people, gameplay loops like that, you know, instead of just another big ship concept sale just to get a juicy bit of money in, right? Also, don't Drake have a new ship? Yeah, the Drake Cutter. We don't know what that's gonna be, right? Yeah, I know. That's the biggest thing that annoys me with Explodo, is that people are like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get my RSI fucking Galaxy and play with that. And it's like, well, if you actually look at the queue that's already to be added to the game, there's no reason for an RSI Galaxy to ever be created right now, which means that you are literally not going to see that ship for the next 5-6 years, right? And that's what annoys me with CIG selling that kind of stuff, is unless they actually speed up the process, it's never happening, right? Looks for you on the Nomad. Then we got engine out already. I don't know. Whoa. We have activity. Making weird noises. Flash Nomad. Oh, loot! Oh, no loot. No salvage. It's disappeared. Where's Pez? We need Pez. Pez and husks coming in free 18. Woo! For a little Nomad? Hey, dude, in free 18, it's money, right? Any ship that I kill in free 18 is money. It could have cargo, it could have a husk, it could have somebody on board having a soft death, you know? No more is it just randomly killing in that sense. I will have my vulture stroke cargo ship ult ready to go to scoop up the goodness. It's like stepping on a snail kind of thing. I want the Razor Crest. What the fuck? It's not called the Marauder Mordors, it's called the Drake Car, dude. It is called the Drake Cutter. My god. That's all the starter ships. Alright, Fox Free on the Alpha. Smack on that, smack, smack, smack. Push into the right. And it's gonna throttle out now because it is a Alpha. There's the throttle out. There's also a bit of D-Sick. And we'll use our last afterburner to get round. And again, this is where in 4.0 you won't be able to backstrafe, splash, Mustang. And again, when I fly around here, I am not using any tricord bullshit or backstrafing bullshit. I'm starting to just learn now to deal with all the rates, all the circles in atmosphere, because yeah, I don't want bad habits for when this stuff comes in. Won't depend more on those circle fights. I just want an anvil, definitely not a TIE fighter. To be honest, actually, I'm not a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan, but I wouldn't mind a ship that looks like the TIE fighter, right? Especially that it would be designed to kill Scorpius, right? That would be interesting. That would be a good sail, right? Man, I'm new and I can't fly like you. Feels bad to know out there the sky's dumping on people. Oh, trust me, dude, there's worse people than me. A weed's life. There are worse people than me. I am nothing in the caliber of PvPers in this game right now. But a lot of PvPers do use a lot of cheesy methods to win their fights right now. 3.18 video made me laugh. My loot piano comment. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's cool. It's gonna be a rough time? Yeah, dude. It is. But saying that though, we're about to get a lot of cool changes coming up in the future within the next 6 months that sort of reset people's mentalities. So if you've got good reactions and you start working on it just now, by the time that comes out, you'll be in a good place. Actually, we frown upon cheesy methods. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Is it Pogo VIP Gaming? I hope I'm saying that name right. Correct me if I'm saying it wrong. But I can't wait for the pip wiggling to stop. I can't wait for the backstrafing Narnia to stop. And the weird tricording can't G-lock sort of system that's in the game as well needs to go. But I think CIG are on the right page with where it's going to be. Again, as I say to people, the best way to learn this sort of new system is Atmosphere has already the dampening effect that they've been talking about. So if you go to Hurston, Microtech or ArcCorp, they all have the way it should be. The difference is that obviously in the future for this new system, you'll have more frontal speed on the main engines. But how we maneuver in these hard atmospheres already is pretty much what you're going to have in space. Just a little bit less, I would imagine, than it is just now. And so forth. And it's a really, really good system because it means that gunners will actually be able to do better jobs. If they get rid of all this fixed assist nonsense and turret assisting and just up the amount of shots which we are actually getting. If you haven't seen some of the stuff in CitizenCon, there is a part where they show off the Gladius, and the Gladius has a 1,000-round Mantis machine gun, and it has 84 shots on the Panthers, which means that CIG are about to up the ammo on everything, which means that they'll probably sacrifice something in the process, which could be range, which means that dogfighting can get nice and close without beaming people down at 1400, or they nerf the damage. I would personally like them to just keep the damage and nerf the range, but give people more shots. That's personally how I would like to go with it. But obviously we'll see where they actually choose on things. Everything in 10 years? No, no, it won't be 10 years, guys. Not 10 years. If you see it just now, obviously maybe the full game out 10 years I would agree on, but I personally play Star Citizen right now and try and get my money's worth because and this is a genuine honest thing, I turn 40 at the end of this year. I don't think I will see Star Citizen released until I'm 45, right? That's what I'm all ready to admit and commit to. But I have a feeling that in 5 years' time, I'm not going to be wanting to play Star Citizen. I might have other things in my life that I'm having more fun with, for example. And that's the reality of being a Star Citizen backer, that generally the game isn't really for us. It's for people who turn certain ages and get to play and stuff, you know? Our worry isn't as when the game comes out, it's are we still alive by the time the game comes out? That's the harsh reality backers have right now, or especially somebody like myself who's been here since 2012. I'm probably going to die before I ever play Star Citizen. That's the reality check. Or my life changes before Star Citizen comes out. So personally for me, I play the game to try and get my money's worth, make a career around it by streaming and making content for you guys, and that's what I aim for. If I actually get to see this game in a release date in 5 years, that could be kind of cool, but my life can massively change, you know? Be almost 50 before it's only 2 years away again? I know. That's the worst thing, right? But I suppose it's the same when some people our age were waiting for Diablo 3. Diablo 3 took 12 years to make, and it took between 3 and 6 years to actually make it good for people. You know, that's nearly 20 years of somebody's life waiting for that game, if they decide to continue waiting for it. It should be the same sort of mentality for Star Citizen backers, that yes, we all want it out now, polished, working, able to play it with all our friends, family, whatever the hell, dogs, cats, rabbits. But the reality check is, it won't be like that. Because games like this, that pave the way for future games, don't come out fast when we all want them to be. And if they do come out fast, they're normally crap. So which would you rather have? Would you want to try the patience and the life RNG game of seeing if you actually make it for Star Citizen? Or would you want out sooner where it's just shit and you give up after 6 months? I would personally rather wait and see what the final product is like than have it out now and be quitting the game in 6 months' time, right? Because you're bored, nothing to do. Stuff takes time though, and we are mortal. That's just how it is. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I personally play to get my money's worth now because obviously we're streaming now 176 days in a row, streaming Star Citizen, going for this world first of 6 months, every single day without fail. And anything that it's taught me is that I've had to do this whilst having COVID, whilst having some life issues, and then having Luna pass away, one of my dogs, if nobody knows. She passed away a month ago. And that has taught me that there's no point in me trying to wait for the finished product of Star Citizen. I get my fun out of it, and if I don't find it fun, I play something else, and that's it, right? Because trying to plan around when Star Citizen will be in a state where I can actually play and do everything is just absolutely impossible. That's the reality check a lot of people just need to accept. You ain't gonna get your dream unless you live long enough to see it. And that even goes for Chris Roberts, right? You know what I'm saying? With 10 years of his life waiting. A childhood friend I played Cyberpunk pen and paper with died from cancer, waiting for Cyberpunk, or at least At least we can fool around with Star Citizen play it. Exactly true, yeah. However, to be fair, in a nice sense, at least your friend didn't get to see Cyberpunk in its meme state that needed a lot of work, right? It got rushed out. Passed away with the idea of the other type of game, because obviously the idea of that game has changed like 2 or 3 times. And I genuinely feel that with what they did, changed the whole storyline within 6 months to include more of Keanu Reeves. Because if anybody doesn't know why Cyberpunk was delayed, and this was the leaks with it all, for the people that left the company and stuff, was they literally they had everything ready to go, and because of Keanu Reeves' reveal at that expo, they redid the whole fucking story to include him more, and that's why it got delayed. And you know the part that you see at the beginning of the game, where you see the flash forward of what happens? You were actually meant to play that part, and it wasn't meant to be a scan forward in time. You were meant to do you grew, like you started to rank up in the game and stuff like that. All because of Keanu Reeves. Not like purposely on Keanu Reeves, but because the leads were like, oh wow, everyone is like fucking, you know, chugging off to Keanu Reeves, let's make him more in the storyline, and that was the fuck up with Cyberpunk. Wasn't murdered for stealing backer money? What are you talking about? Oh, one. Chris Godin, Brad, I don't know who Brad is. The EQ creator, EQ, EverQuest? Are you talking about that? Trying to make Pantheon. I don't even know what Pantheon is. Maybe I do, but not off the top of my head, you know? There has been a lot of companies that have stolen people's money. What was the last one recently? Star Citizen actually got involved with it as well. To do the crossbow thing? What was that game called again that literally just never came out? And it was doing the same sort of stuff as Star Citizen, promising big things and stuff. Chronicles of Lyra, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of scams when it comes to building games these days. Well, you're joking, KLB, but you know what I mean? That game just reeks of money grab. I'm sorry, like, with Star Citizen, you sort of have something that you can actually play, right? To a certain degree. But, yeah, I don't know about that one, like... I mean, some of the ships look really, really cool in Star Atlas, but... yeah. Well, we need competition, but there sadly isn't anything that's going to compete against Star Citizen did. Elite Dangerous is pretty much done. Star Atlas is whatever. And then we've got the other one, which is Starfield, which is not even an MMO, it's an RPG. It has no way of competing against Star Citizen. It's a completely different game. So sadly, there just isn't anything that has any... This is why Star Citizen can take as long as it wants. There is no competition. At all. Yeah, but EVE is a completely different game, dude. EVE has the basics of what Star Citizen has, but it's click and play, and you know what I mean, it's had nearly 25 years of setup. Star Citizen has it where you're literally flying around, moving around, doing all these things. There's nothing to compare on. And even Star Atlas and these games are nothing. Look at that other one that came out. Space Cutlet was playing it a lot. The Dual Universe game. That's not even... You can't even compare that to Star Citizen. Because it literally is a fucking voxel game. And looks absolute jank shit. Starbase as well, yeah. Was it Starbase he played? Oh, I thought it was Dual Universe. But the same sort of thing. These games just don't go anywhere because they are literally just fucking memes. Yeah, Eve is definitely going down the ship hand, but Captain, that just means good things for us, because if all the major Eve backers players leave and maybe Star Citizen at that time is good, that's a lot of money that will come flying in. Jester, how you doing, Chief? Star Atlas is just way too much on the NFT side of things. They seem to think it's the eco in there, the game will be good by default. That said, Star Atlas, latest video they put up more convincing with the amount. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it will be a game, right? But will it ever be a Star Citizen competitor? Probably not. Probably not. But I mean, it's like all these games. They come out, they work on them for a couple of years, like Elite Dangerous, what, 5 years, and then fucking shit can it into the ground over money. Exactly. Exactly as Ecstatic has there. Any game that you slap together within 1 or 2 years can't possibly compare. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Starfield will definitely give you something to do after you've waited 6 months for patch 1 to come through, because no joke, it'll be probably rushed out for money grabbing fucking greed. You'll get an absolute pile of shit game, reviews bad, but just like No Man's Sky, a couple of years later it'll be fucking like Skyrim, right? Because that's what happens with big games these days. They get pushed out, rushed, you know, shit goes bad, choices get changed. And then you have to wait for these fucking major patches that are like 6 months to a year later. And at that stage, do you go back to it? No. I mean, No Man's Sky is the perfect example of the underdog shittery, where you release the absolute diabolical pile of shit that I completed in 40 hours, and then literally they've now got award-winning seasonal game right now. It just shows you that when things come out absolute diarrhea, with a bit of love and a bit of less money pushery from investors, the developers can actually build a decent game, right? But you have to get rid of those investors, sadly. Because once the pushing from investors is done, you can actually be like, right, well, this is how we'll do it in 6 months' time. This will actually be really good. Now we'll be able to make some money and hire more people and stuff. Yeah, but Bethesda is not the same company that was, like, how long is Skyrim ago? You know, it's like, what, 20 years, I think Skyrim is? Something like that, or 15 years, 10 years, whatever. But you know what I mean? Bethesda of those days is no longer what we have right now. It's the same with, who are the monkeys that do, Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect Andromeda was an absolute diarrhea pisshole of crap. Especially with the animations, right? And that was from a team that was well looked at. Cyberpunk as well, from a big team. But people make really bad choices up at the top brass, and developers get pushed too hard. Same with animators in anime, actually, right now. There's a lot of people dying from being overworked in animation and anime. And this is the problem we have in today's day, that everyone is in a rush to fucking play or make something just to get some little, you know, small coins. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Bethesda did 76, Starfield won't be much better. Well, we'll see, we'll see. I look at Anthem, for example. I was really excited for Anthem, and holy fuck, that game was amazingly fun to fly around in, but it was absolute dog trash endgame. That's from BioWare, wasn't it? Anyway, sadly, ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting the 1 o'clock in the afternoon point, and as I said at the start of the show, I only have like an hour today to stream. I have to get Nova out, and I've then got to go to the vet with the youngest one, Nix. Oh, sorry, I didn't even give you camera of Nix today. There's Nix. Look at him, just chilling. So he's gonna go and get his jibbity jabbies, And hopefully tomorrow we'll have way more time. Way more time. Also, is these on? Yeah, we need to turn that off. Man, the cameras are a little bit funny today. It's probably normally what happens after the resetting things. Hey, Nitskovitz, I hope I'm saying that right. Anthem makes me sad because they made the weight and feel of those suits amazing, and oh, I know, man. And then they were gonna redo Anthem, and I was like, alright, cool, we're gonna get a fucking No Man's Sky Anthem revival, and it was gonna be so good. And then they're like, oh no, we're just dinging it. It's like, come on, man. This is why CIG needs to bring out mechs and suits like that, because I would be all over that shit. I really like my mechs and Gundams and stuff. But Anthem had a really cool sort of vibe to flying around, and like you said, the weight to it, you know. But again, more memes down the drain. Just sad. I've been looking into dropping about 10k on something like that. I'd love to get a picture of your computer setup. I can bring you to this screen again if you want to see. Again, it's there you go. So there's two PCs there, streamer and stuff. But funnily enough, all of this stuff is given by companies and stuff, like all the Virpil products and the Monster Tech stuff. And you can see a little smeg down there. But exclamation mark kit pretty much covers everything on the PCs and stuff, you know. Alright. Again, I apologize for the light stream, but yeah. Oh, Tomo is on. Right, Tomo has raided us twice this week. We're gonna return fire and raid Tomo back, which is awesome. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, normal time, a much longer stream. We've got also Inside Star Citizen to react. If you've not seen my reactions yet, exclamation mark YouTube. We do reacts 2 or 3 times a week. We've got some cool one now with Salty Mike, which is like 40 minutes long, but I appreciate if anybody watches that. Exclamation mark Discord if you want to get involved in the community, and all that jazz. Socials if you need to follow that jazz. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for that reaction. And then obviously on Saturday we've got Fight or Flight. I'm not a part of it, but I'm going to be watching it in the evening with the guys on Discord and all that jazz. But thank you very much for all the love today, guys. Again, sorry for the short one, but life calls. KOB, take care. Captain Explodo, thank you very much for being here. Test Battle, Metroid, Devil's Advocate, Pogo, PvP, thank you for being here. Chronicles, take care as well. Nits. Anyone else I missed, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good Thursday for you. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Joe. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Stay safe. Enjoy Tomo's stream.